What's up, guys? Blade Master here, bringing you the final game in, the final matchup in round 2 of the Unit EX tournament. We know that Trolley Boli has moved on to the semifinals, and the match between Pine 89 and Greek Heracles, I had to let Pine 89 get a bye because Greek Heracles was just AFK. Like, he was completely offline for like 2 weeks. So, I mean, clearly he had something better to do than this tournament. So I decided to give Pine 89 the go ahead. So the winner of this matchup will fight up against Pine 89. And of course, Johannes VB, who beat G Brothers P in round 1, will now meet Trolley Boli. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he who won against G Brothers P in round 2 will meet Trolley Boli in the semifinals. So either DDG and Asseror, which is the matchup that we're seeing right now, will fight up against Pine 89, and the other side of the brackets will be Johannes VB and Trolley Boli in the semifinals. So of course, this DDGjz from the VOD clan. Oh no, sorry, from the VR clan. Oh, the VR. So he's a recruit to the VOD clan, fighting up against Asseror from the VM clan. Now, I think I've seen these two fight up against each other in Total War Attila. I know that Asseror is a pretty good player in Total War Attila, as is DDG. So it'd be interesting to see if they do just as well in Total War Rome 2. So, DDG had the top of the bracket, and since we've seen quite a few games, some interesting stats from the tournament so far. Now, I was kind of wondering if maybe the rules are not conducive to completely fair play, in that the person at the top of the bracket gets a huge advantage. But if you look at the who's won what, in the first round, 3 out of the 8 games were won by the bottom of the bracket players, so 3 matches out of the 8. But in round 2, things have evened up quite a bit. Out of the 4 matches, 2 have been won by the bottom of the bracket and 2 have been won by the top of the bracket. So not exactly, you can't really say that the top of the bracket has a huge advantage. So okay, with all that being said, the first game, it is going to be Carthage versus Syracuse in Alexandria. As if you haven't recognized this beautiful map already. This map, which has just been taken, I think, 90% of the time so far in this tournament. Not really sure why, to be quite honest. This is kind of out of left field. Yeah, sure, Rome, Alexandria makes perfect sense, but then Rome Armorveer could also be brought. But yep. So, Carthage being brought by DDG, he had the first faction and map choice, decided to pick Carthage, decided to pick Alexandria, and Asseror countered with Syracuse. Asseror had the first choice of banning 2 units. He decided to ban Libyan Infantry and Samnite Warriors, effectively removing the mid-tier infantry threat from Carthage. And DDG, instead of banning something from Syracuse, decided to unban Libyan infantry. So he does have access to Libyan infantry now. But he's going to be fighting up against a full-strength Syracuse roster, which he can't really see. I think it's a smart decision that DDG did not ban anything from Syracuse, because right now, if he decided to ban 2 things from Syracuse, they'd still have the mid-tier to themselves. If he decided to ban Thorax Hoplites and Thorax Swordsmen, it would be Thoreas Hoplites and then he'd still have Samnite Warriors too. Syracuse has access to 3 Samnite Warriors. So yeah, it's not really the best decision to ban, because Syracuse definitely has a huge variety in their roster. Thoreas Hoplites are decently cost effective. They're definitely no Thorax Hoplite, but they are definitely pretty decent. Decent enough to fight up and win out against I think maybe the Scutari, and then Carthage. The thing is, they're so handicapped by I guess if he decide to ban Thorax Hoplites and Thorax Swordsmen, or even Thorax Swordsmen and Samnite Warriors, he could bring, because the Carthaginians have such a strong Hoplite unit in the late Carthaginian Hoplites. I mean, the regular Carthaginians are also good, but the late Carthaginians have so much more armor for a slight increase in price that it's almost a no-brainer why you would bring the late Carthaginians over the regular Carthaginians. So yeah, I think the Carthaginians, they could have done just as easily. They could have just as easily banned 2 units from Syracuse and be completely fine with that. As we see these Libyan peltas moving up in plain sight. I think the rest of DDG's army is mostly hidden. You can see these Carthaginian are definitely not. But most of his army, he's kept his entire sword line on one side, which is a daring move to say the least. So, by banning, the 2 units from Syracuse, we could have seen a potentially more interesting. I mean, I have no idea how good or bad this game is, but we potentially could have seen a pretty interesting engagement in late Carthaginian hoplites versus Thorax hoplites, and it's just it's 2 very very cost-effective hoplite units fighting up against each other, which could have been a fun thing to see for sure. So, let's see what DDG has brought. He's kept all of his 6 Libyan infantry on one flank, on his right flank. So he clearly wants to overpower the right flank, because maybe if the Syracuse army has got only a couple of Thorax swordsmen, the Libyan infantry can deal with them and the Thorax hoplites. But we can already see a regular hoplite being brought by Syracuse. They don't have the elite spear. The Thorax hoplites do have the elite spear of 30 damage, which is a very very good thing to have. They're just very cost effective units. You can see Asseror is choosing to be very defensive, keeping all of his units in the forest, negating any potential charge that the Carthaginians can have. So yeah, 6 Libyan infantry. It looks like a couple of mercenary three mercenary Scutari cavalry. Yeah, 3 mercenary Scutari cavalry. And 3 Libyan peltas, who are very very cost effective skirmishers. Very very cool units. I love the fact that they have 65 armor and 50 health. Beautiful units, like very tanky, decent enough in melee after they use all of their ammo, and very resilient to skirmishers. He's brought a couple of Carthaginian hoplites and 2 late Libyan hoplites here, and a couple more late Libyan hoplites there, and an African war elephants general. Meanwhile, Asseror, we can see his entire army now. It looks like he's brought 2 Thorax hoplites only, 3 Thorax hoplites, 4 Thorax hoplites, and 1 regular hoplite. 2 of them are interspersed, and 2 of them are in the front of the army. He's brought a total of 4 shitty slingers, which won't really be able to do much damage here. 6 total Thorax swordsmen as his rear line. You can see these Libyan infantry about to charge into hoplites, and looks like the hoplites are not getting a proper engagement here. They were trying to chase after the Libyan peltas, I would say, and Thorax swordsmen getting a proper charge onto Libyan infantry. Neither of them immediately popping shield wall. But here Thorax hoplites are about to get a clean charge onto Libyan infantry, and they are also going to be able to wrap around the Libyan infantry, which is going to be very good. But I have a feeling that the Thorax hoplites are still in formation attack. Shield wall being popped by Thorax swordsmen here quicker than the Libyan infantry, and here the Thorax hoplite is going to come in to support this engagement. Lost 20 units, 22 units on the charge. That's definitely weird, very very weird. On the other hand, this Thorax hoplite just got a bunch of kills on Libyan infantry on the charge. I think these Thorax hoplites just got flanked. Yeah, they got flanked. They're losing combat decisively. It's not noble fighters, right? No, it's just Libyan infantry. Not really sure what's going on there. As for this engagement, it looks like late Libyan infantry, late Libyan hoplites are trying to engage the slingers, but then he's kind of wasted them because the Thorax swordsmen are going to destroy them. And anyways, the slingers were never really a threat. Libyan peltas not taking any damage, of course, and these Libyan peltas are just going to fire into this blob here. Thorax hoplites dropping very quickly against the Carthaginian and the peltast fire. So the Scutari cavalry have engaged the 2 of the 4 citizen cavalry. He's got a Thorax hoplite general. So a total of 5 Thorax hoplites actually being brought by Asseror. These are massive blobs that I think would favor the Carthaginians over the Syracusans. Honestly, I would pull out some Thorax swordsmen, and that's the big thing about shield wall. If you're going to shield wall or hoplite phalanx, I don't know why more people don't do this. You can just keep pulling out and charging again. because once it's shield wall, the shield walled unit cannot pull away to engage your retreating infantry. Here Carthaginian Hoplites, not in Hoplite phalanx, going to charge in not in formation attack, going to charge into thorax swordsman, and then eventually they're going to reform. This thorax hoplite being pulled away way too easily by this late Libyan hoplite could easily just come in and should be kept in the center, to be quite honest. Mercenary Scutari cavalry half strength rampaging through the rear of Asseror's lines and killing these very non-threatening slingers. I mean, it's good that he's removing the numbers and he's gotten into the rear of Asseror's line, but he'd probably want to rear charge the swordsman sooner rather than later. Here, one of the Libyan infantry has pulled away, got 93 kills, hardly lost a unit, and has killed off some of the citizen cav. Now, the general is more than free to engage against these thorax swordsmen. He should have done this, a minute ago, to be quite honest, because everyone is engaged a minute ago, and now some of these units are free to throw their javelins, and then those javelins can be very damaging to those African war elephants. And they'll be firing into braced or charging into braced thorax swordsmen. But some of these guys are already afraid. Yep, impetuous. Libyan Pelt is going to do some crazy friendly fire if DDG is not careful. Slinger's firing in. And yeah, he's changed his direction very, very smartly. He's firing into the general now, which is good. The Scutari cavalry got charged at by citizen cav there. This thorax hoplite just pulled away. That was a very smart move by DDG. Pulling away his late Libyan hoplite basically nullified the threat of a thorax hoplite for the longest possible time. Stampede being used on the African war elephant general, charging into unbraced thorax hoplites. They're going to take a lot of damage there. And African war elephants are just rampaging, man. This is not good for Asseror at all. If this continues, then DDG he's won this. 145 kills, about to get a double experience chevron here. And they're impetuous, which actually goes in DDG's favor. He doesn't even need to micro them. They're just going to keep pulling around, charging through, and getting as many kills as possible. Meanwhile, he's already won a fair chunk of the infantry fight here. Thorax swordsmen have done very decently against Libyan infantry. It is a case of shit versus shit in that engagement. I don't rate either of those units, and both the Libyan infantry and the thorax swordsmen are kind of going to trade equally against each other. African war elephants though fucking shit up, getting a double experience chevron, getting into the rear, and getting into the general's ass, man. That's just not good. Not good for Syracuse at all. And the general he's already down to 54 units. One more charge with these impetuous elephants, and that is going to be it. So yeah, 204 kills here. The cavalry is very far away for Asseror, and the thorax hoplites general is attacked in the rear. Still 42 units remain. These thorax hoplites gotten 66 kills on Carthaginian hoplites, even though they didn't use hoplite phalanx. Wow. And here thorax swordsmen and shield wall killing off the rest of these Libyan pelters, who got like 37 kills. And Libyan pelters here getting a rear charge on thorax hoplites. You can see they do get a lot of kills on the charge. For a peltist unit that costs like 400 talent something, 480, these units are very cool, man. 29 kills on them. And late Libyan hoplites, who kind of did a pretty big MVP role, if you think about it. You could have had this one thorax hoplite in the center, and then the general wouldn't have been able to rampage in there. I take a shot whenever I say rampage, and you'd probably be shit-faced by the time this video ends. 260 kills here, almost a triple experience chevron on the African war elephants. He's able to pop Stampede a second time, but where is he stampeding? I guess he just wants to destroy some palm trees. Deforestation in the ancient era. DDG confirmed not a tree hugger. Oh man. DDG confirmed BP employee. He hates plants and animals. And thorax hoplites 96 kills with these guys, and haven't lost hardly any units. 102 men left. Not even in hoplite. They are in hoplite flanks. Yeah, 101 kills, destroying all of these Libyan infantry. And these Libyan infantry, one of them is in shield wall now, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, it's going to be very, very tough for Asseror to pull through or to win this game, simply because that elephant still has 14 units left. on its own, you can destroy the rest of these Thorax Hoplites. Not to mention, he has all these Libyan infantry left. So let's put this in cinematic mode. I know you guys want some more of cinematic combat. And honestly, me too. Who is this guy fighting up against, though? Yeah, this is the Thorax Hoplite and Hoplite phalanx that's that's defending against Libyan infantry that rear charged them. Where is the them elephants though? Them elephants though. These hoplites are you won't be able to distinguish their face from their butt in about a couple of seconds once the elephant comes in. Oh wait, what? Hold on. No. Gotta pause this. Can't let this shit escape us. We need cinematic mode. Because also I need to take some screenshots. Because I definitely feel like my screenshot game is not on point. There we go. Boom. Peace. Rip in pieces. I wish these the javelineers would throw some javelins while those guys are doing something, while the elephants are doing something. Boom. Maybe I should make the end game like late game cinematic thing a regular feature on my videos. Although some of the videos are just too MLG for me to like focus on one thing and then miss out of the rest of the action. I will say though that with Gem and with all the mods that I'm running on Rome 2, it looks fucking beautiful. Okay, so Pyrrhic victory for DDG. Well played to both players, although I think DDG definitely outplayed Asseror in this matchup. Mercenary Scutari Cavalry, one of them did well, the others just held off the Citizen Cav. One of the Citizen Cav actually did pretty decently. Thorax Hoplites for the most part did okay, 174 kills here, 146 kills there. One of them was pretty unfortunate to get for the game to like kind of mess up there. One of the Libyan infantry, I think this one, just got a shit ton of kills on it for it seemed like no reason. I could be wrong though. So it looks like it was a very smart move to unban the Libyan infantry. And honestly, if I had the sword advantage, I would have. Okay, 5 Thorax Hoplites is. I mean, see, Thorax Hoplites are cost effective. That being said, there's no substituting an actual sword unit. So why don't you just bring 2 Thorax Hoplites and bring 3 Samnite warriors instead, and just completely remove this Hoplite? No one's asking for these guys. And remove slingers. You don't need slingers. Maybe light pelters could be an option because of the elephants. Maybe even archers could be an option because of the elephants, but not slingers. So kind of a wrong, poor army brought by Asseror. Let's see if we can change things in game too. Otherwise, DDG would win that one as well, and then move on to face whoever I said at the start of the game. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more. Peace.